So let's talk about the Rosary. Hey guys, it's John here in the studio on a very gray day outside. Really happy to be in a warm studio, drinking a big mug of water. By the time this video is aired in April, my annual fast will be over, and you should start to see my face sitting out and everything else on the videos. But by the time you see this video, I will be done because I've put videos out a month ahead of time, which has been lovely for me, by the way. I wanted to hop on and talk about the Rosary. Somebody just gave me a comment on one of the sections. She said, "Could you please do a video on your opinion of the Rosary? I have just discovered your videos and recently started following Jesus, but your beliefs, which I do align with, made me wonder if they contradict praying the Rosary, which I have done recently. Thanks." Well, prayer in general, no matter what form it is, the concept of the Rosary, it's just an abacus of prayers. When I say an abacus of prayers, it's a thing to count. That's what a Rosary is. You do so many Hail Marys, you do the Our Father, you go through this abacus, right? And it's just a systemized version of repetitive prayer. Many people will get into using the Rosary or doing a novena, and it's interesting because they'll do it out of devotion to their dogmatic beliefs. But the interesting thing is it really doesn't matter unless you believe it's working, because it's your faith that heals you. It's your faith that it is the truth. And what is faith? If you're a Christian, faith means faith in Jesus. But when you look at the ancient text, it doesn't mean faith in Jesus. It means just belief, just believing. And even in the Bible, it says, when you pray, believe you shall receive, and you shall. And when you look at many people who are doing the Rosary in particular, they're just doing these rote prayers, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, blessed is the fruit of thy womb, right? And they just go through the whole thing. But when you look at even that, Catholics are the ones who get really into Mary. In other traditions, she's not even really that prominent of a figure. So it's very much a dogmatic Catholic thing to go to the Hail Mary. It once again is setting people up on a pedestal, Jesus and Mary, whereas, Jesus washed his disciples' feet to show that he was no better than them. Yes, I'm saying Jesus in respect to your religion. I would normally call him Jeshua, but you are coming from this dogmatic religion. That dogmatic religion refers to him as Jesus. When I look at the concept of prayer, I look at prayer much like affirmation. I don't believe in affirmation because affirmation means the word itself means I'm shoring something up I have no confidence in. Why would you need to affirm it if you believed it was happening? You just have to make your declaration and believe. Ask, believe, and receive, right? And when you look at the concept of prayer, you find the same sort of experience. You find the same sort of experience where the people are just praying in subjugation and in hopes that a God will provide, a God will save them. And just looking at the ancient texts, you find out very quickly that it's your faith that heals you. It's your faith that delivers. It's when you pray, believe you shall receive, and you shall. It's not about the prayer. It's about the belief. And Buddha says, what you think you become, you create your world. And Krishna said, you're the culmination of your thought. You have this place within yourself where you are creating through your belief. And you can pray as many rosaries as you like. And if you don't believe it's working, it's not going to work. If you pray the rosary and you believe it's working, it's going to work. Because it's your faith that heals you. It's your faith that does all things. You can ask mountains to move and it will move. Nothing's impossible for you if you have faith as small as a mustard seed. If you believe, even a little bit, things can manifest into your life. But when you look at the concept of just doing the rosary does nothing without belief that it works. And so when I look at all kinds of prayers and all kinds of methods and modalities of prayer and ways people pray to God and ways people do devotional doctrines and dogmas, I look at them all as just pathways, but until somebody believes they don't work at all. And when you come back to the space of understanding that what you believe, you will receive, then you realize that sometimes you think bad thoughts, or you think harmful thoughts or hateful thoughts, and sometimes you think the world is so hard, and sometimes you think struggle equals growth, and sometimes you think that the next shoe's going to fall. Those are creative too. The next shoe will fall. You will struggle to grow. All those things that you've believed are what you're going to receive. And when you pray the rosary, if that's your method of focusing your belief, that's great. I completely commend it. Go for it. I simply bypass all of it, and I come back to just simply knowing that the source, God, consciousness, yada, yada, whatever you want to call it, I call it God because Mom was Catholic, right? And so it's knowing that God provides whatever I believe, and knowing in full faith that when I get to choose consciously what to believe, I get to choose to believe I'm living in a loving world. I get to choose that I am loving. I get to choose that I am. Now, you keep hearing me say I am. Moses said God's name is I am. Whatever you ask in God's name is granted, right? If you have faith. That's the next line. So I am believing the rosary works. I am being healed by the rosary. I am receiving what I'm asking for through the rosary. Is you just creating a rosary as a middleman between you and belief? You're putting faith in the belief. Now, does that work, putting faith in something else? Sure. The story of the man who was born blind in the Bible. Joshua spit on dirt, made mud, rubbed it on his eyes, washed it off, and the man was cured. But that man, being blind, he needed something tactile to put faith in, because he never saw the world. So being able to feel something that he could put faith in was really helpful for him, and it healed him. Of course, people telling him in his ear that the healer is here and putting mud on your eyes didn't hurt either, right? But it always comes back to simply that belief. Do you believe your rosary is working for you? Then great, right? For me, it's simply an abacus of prayers. I sit there and go, where's one prayer? There's two prayers. There's three prayers. Now I get down to 10 Hail Marys and I jump on to the next one, right? And that's kind of the way it works for my world. I don't use a rosary. I don't wear a rosary ever. I know people who wear rosaries. I don't wear a cross because I like the man. I don't want to remember him for a brutal death, but for a wonderful and beautiful life. So I don't wear crosses. I don't carry crosses. I don't have crosses in my house, right? It's just not something I celebrate, which a lot of religions do. So that's my thought on this. I hope that answers your question. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.